Homestead Blessings.
Today we'd like to share with you homestead hints, tips, recipes, and other blessings.
So come and join us as we get started.
Well, it's time to start the holiday baking.
And we're going to show you some fun and frugal tips for your favorite family pies. Well, everybody loves to make pumpkin pie for the holidays. And we do too, except we don't always use pumpkin. We like to substitute pumpkin with butternut squash. Since butternut squash is a lot easier, really, to grow than pumpkin, and most homesteaders always have loads of butternut squash on hand, we figured how to substitute pumpkin with your butternut, and it's so easy and it makes the most delicious pies. So these are some butternuts that I had baked overnight slowly in a very, very low oven in our wood stove. And we're just going to scrape out the inside, if you want to grab a spoon.
Sure.
And I already have my mix here. I just use a basic pumpkin pie recipe, but we will also be hopefully putting this on our website, this recipe. And I'm just scraping out the inside of this butternut squash, all that nice, beautiful meat out of there. And I'm just throwing it in my mix here. And then I'm going to just stir it up really, really well, so it will be fine. It will mash up and disintegrate pretty much into a nice mushiness. We love using the butternut. It's so much simpler. They're smaller and easier to deal with than a pumpkin.
Yeah, definitely a lot easier to cut.
And they're a little bit sweeter, so that helps you, back off on your sugar some.
And they're not as watery. They're drier, so it makes a nicer pie.
So I'm just going to stir this in. Of course, it's like, spices, brown sugar, some eggs. I'm going to
And
put this in here.
From what I remember, it's equal amounts, right? You substitute
For the most part, yes.
the same amount of butternut as you would with
With
pumpkin.
right. Okay, and this looks ready. Pour in my pie shell I already have here.
So this is about a 10-inch pre-baked pie shell. And so what have we, what's our oven temperature?
Oh, it's about 350 or 400. And this won't take very long to bake. I bake it about at 350 for at least, 20 minutes, I'd say. Till, it looks, this is pretty thick and firm already, but till it looks like it's more firmed up, and if you insert a butter knife in it and it comes out clean, then your pie is done. So I'm just going to stick this in our oven right now. We're going to let that bake in there.
And you can get butternuts if you don't grow them yourself. They're very easy to find at supermarkets or the farmer's market.
In the South, pecan pie is probably #1 on the list for your favorite family holiday pies to have. I am going to share with you how to make a frugal pecan pie without using so many pecans, because pecans are pretty expensive even in the South where they grow.
Right.
So it's a recipe called Poor Man's Pecan Pie, and we just have a great time making it and eating it too.
You can also find the recipe and other great recipes in our cookbook, and it's available on our website.
All right, so you're probably wondering, so if you're not really using pecans, what do you use in this pie? Well, it's really easy, and it's very frugal and affordable. Beans, pinto beans. And I have here 1 cup of some mashed pinto beans that I had left over from, cooking a couple days ago or a night ago. And I just reserved some back before I made chili or whatever out of it. And I mashed them up, and this is going to be one of our main ingredients for this pie. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cream our sugar and our butter and our eggs. So it's 2 cups brown sugar. We need 4 eggs, so if you'd like to put some eggs. And a 1/2 cup of melted butter, or 1 stick if you use store-bought butter.
So just start putting the eggs in there?
Yep, just crack them in there.
Okay.
It's unbelievable how good this pie tastes.
Yeah, it gets nice and thick too, because the beans help thicken it up.
Yeah, it's not like it's running everywhere like some pecan pies are.
Right, and then it's way healthier for you than pecan pies that are filled with corn syrup. So
we're going to put in a couple tablespoons of vanilla. Yummy, my favorite. Just cream this up real quick.
So after this is creamed, then we're going to add our beans. And you said it was
1 cup of mashed cooked pinto beans. All right, we're ready for the mashed beans. Put those in there.
When we first heard about this, we were very skeptical.
Right, we're like, oh, it's going to taste like beans.
No.
You never know they're in there. I mean, of course, you cooked them. That's the only way, but okay, stir that in.
And then we have a 10-inch pre-baked pie shell. And we also have a really good pie crust recipe in our cookbook, so you'll have to check that out.
Yep.
Pie crust can be real finicky.
Yeah. What I love about this pie is really, it's pretty simple. I mean, some of the stuff is preparing ahead of time, and that's just the main thing with most farmhouse cooking is, especially if you're cooking from all scratch, you just got to think ahead. And if you do that, you have fast food in a sense. Whew.
So we're going to fill it.
This looks like it might make more than 1 pie, which is also good. Let's put a little bit more right here.
Another thing we do is we like to bake these pies on a cookie sheet or a pizza tray. That way if they overboil or bake over, you're catching the drips. And also it's easier to put in the oven and get out of the oven without ruining your pie crust.
So I'm going to put this in our oven. It's about at 350. But first, we're going to put on a few pecans so skeptics won't, say, it's beans. I'm not going to eat that pie. And also, it does give it a good pecan flavor, too. So, just put some here.
And this is optional.
Right. If you can't get pecans at all, you can still make this pie, and you really wouldn't miss them. It's just so delicious.
Okay, that's probably good. So, what degree oven are we putting this in?
350.
Okay.
And we'll put it in there, and it'll bake for about 20 or 30 minutes until it becomes firm but not too hard. You don't want it, hard, like a regular pecan pie. Or if you insert a toothpick or butter knife and it comes out clean, then your pie is done.
It might be more like 40 to 45 minutes.
All right, and that is our poor man's pecan pie.
Here's our finished pumpkin pie made with butternut squash and our poor man's pecan pie made with pinto beans.
We hope that y'all will have just as much fun as we have making these new recipes for your family holiday feast.
Join us again next time for more homestead tips, hints, recipes, and other blessings.
And be sure to come by and visit our website. It's time to start the holiday baking.